So yesterday we had the massive ramp day, pretty significant ramp off that pivot low. Just all institutional games. There's really no like real news that came out. They just, when institutionals decide to get in and ramp, they ramp. And then in the overnight session, the Asian session, we had U.S. institutional side pumping futures all night. And then there were what I call pump and park, holding it up and cycling it, up near highs in through the EU session. So let's get the drawing tool out. So last night I was hitting this area price. Now what we have here, we have the Algo IQ program super bands that I've shown in many, many videos here recently. Like the last 10 days, I've been covering these setups like at length and in full detail. So super bands. And then I have symmetrical Renkos, like I covered in videos yesterday, a couple days prior. So we're taking the AIQ1 indicator. So we're doing pivot point style trading with AIQ1 indicator. What's pivot point? Pivot to pivot to pivot to pivot to pivot to pivot to pivot. Pivot point style trading on optimized settings. So since we ramped hard end of day yesterday, mind-boggling rally from the day's low to the day's end of session highs, we had a little bit of bleed off. Then they pumped it hard last night. This was actually a very significant move. All institutionals in playing games with futures last night. A little bit of bleed off in the EU session, and then it was ramped back up pre-market to new highs. So I hit rotation 1 and I hit rotation 2 this morning. I'm done on the day here, trading a scalp dots approach, doing manual trading, at least on that account. This is just a TPT account that was day 5 at the last little bit to go over to 159,000. So $159,049. That one's done. Adding some additional TPTs that can be used as reserves. But yeah, this morning I'm all short buys. That huge ramp end of day yesterday, and then the market's basically getting pumped all overnight and then getting pumped pre-market. There's no real news out. And so I worked short 1, short 2, and I'm done. Came all the way to the other side of the bands in this last one. So very easy to do pivot point style trading using the AIQ1 indicator. Can have the bands involved or not. Where you can see we get the dots. And I don't even really have this that much optimized. I just kind of threw this chart together the other day. If I really go in and optimize it, I could get it so we literally only have 1 dot per pivot. Or I could optimize it where I have 2 dots sequentially through most pivots that I call qualified pivot, where we have a significant reversal move or a crisp, clean reversal move. And that is a pattern in itself, the way it reverses. So let's go real quick into the AIQ1 indicator. And as I mentioned in all kinds of videos this week, we have the mom strat getting updated so you can take automated trades on the scalp dots. So pretty big endeavor to add that to the mom strategy, because we have to define what is going to be that scalp dot trade. We can't just say, oh, turn it on, trade any scalp dot you want. We have to define a specific setup to wrap that automation around. Okay, so let's go into indicators. Let's take a look at the AIQ1 indicator. I'm currently on the 11.0 MA125 use better formula. Colored up. Adjust your dots positioning, the vertical height and all that, where your dots are in relation to your indicator. There you go. You just take the AIQ1 indicator, overlay it on top of symmetrical Renkos like Ninja, Livewire, Unirenko, Renko BXT, whichever one you want to use, and you can get pivot point trading. So as we get the mom strat updated, we're changing the name, as I've discussed in about 4 videos before. It's going to be the AIQ_strat, and then you'll have the mom signals mode, and then you'll have the scalp dots mode. So you can pick which one you want, and all the features and everything you have with mom signals, you'll have it. It's just that when you get a scalp dot, that will then execute the trade entry. So you can scalp your hearts until they're content, dot to dot to dot. Of course, the scalp dots already have, they're already an output. So if you're a third-party tool user, you could say, hey, if I have a pivot outside of the upper bands and then I get a scalp dot, put me in a short. Here's my stop. Here's my target. If I get a scalp dot and I'm outside the lower bands, get me long and so on. But the scalp dots automated strategy will give you the exact ability to trade the same pivot point setups that I've been talking about with the PPG1 indicator and the Unirenko or the Ninja or whichever Renko you want to use in those exact same locations of price where we're getting nice qualified rotations on reversals. So anyhow, there you have it. There's a super bands indicator, so I can define the dynamic running range of price. And then I can just trade the scalp dots manually with the ATM strategy or a third-party order management tool. So it's not like the candles are moving so fast. When you get the audible tone on the dot, maybe you see a W pattern and you take a long on the lift out of a scalp dot on a potential W pattern, or you're trading a scalp dot that's been from an excursion outside the bands. You're just trading them out of the open on optimized settings, on an optimized time frame for that instrument. Then you can do it fully automated with your existing tools with the updated strategy. So we're still working on it. I tested it yesterday. I noticed 2 little bugs. Programmers updating it. I should get it in my hands, and I'll test it again today. And if I like everything, then I'll plan on getting it out to the group. If not later in the day today, then at some point tomorrow. I really don't see any reason why we wouldn't get it done at least by tomorrow, even if I find 1 or 2 little glitches still in it from the testing that I'll run it through. I'll run it through some live, and then I'll run it through some replay and make sure sounds are working and all that kind of stuff when it's reading the AIQ1 indicator that you already have in the Algo IQ program. So right now, you can take the AIQ1 indicator, put it on some sort of symmetrical Renko, and play with the symmetrical Renko sizing to get a speed of the candle build. So it's not too fast for you, not too slow, and you're on a time frame look of the price action, meaning how much time or how many candles per unit of time. So you can grow the Renko sizing if you want to slow things down, or shrink down the Renko vertical sizing. It's typically called brick sizing, but it's speeded up to adjust your time frame, and then overlay the AIQ1 indicator and adjust the settings. And then where you can get the defined crisp transition points is by using the step sizing endpoint smoothing that it already built into the AIQ1 indicator, knowing probably at some point I'm going to look at it and see if I can utilize it with symmetrical Renkos, which I haven't really used a lot in the last 5, 6, 7 years. So, but I'm going to come back and we're digging into it to add as many additional setups and capabilities to the tools as possible. So this day might junk out the rest of the day. There's kind of low participation I noticed out of the open with the way that the institutionals juiced it end of day yesterday and then pumped it hard overnight. They might be basically in a, leading up to the holiday, Thursday, Friday, pump and then park, which I've talked about before. So that's the mode we might be in. So I stayed short side only on 2 manual trades. I did work the overnight session a bit. Yeah, right there, I worked that. So I'm going to sit on my hands the rest of the day and keep working on these programming projects, try to hurry up and get the updated mom strat done. So it's doing everything I want. And then package that up with some training, get it added to the Algo IQ private community. And there you go. Another enhancement to the overall program, another value add, and another additional fully automated trading capability with the Scalp dots. And don't forget, I do have another way to use the Scalp dots training already in the Algo IQ Start Here room. Okay, we go to the Algo IQ Start Here room, go through all the training, go through the passed up the chart template section, go through the additional instrument settings section, go down to the very bottom, and I have two Scalp dots plus super bands part 1 and 2 videos. That's one way of trading the Scalp dots. Now I'm going to add some more training in the automated Start Here section that will all be covering, or will specifically cover, how to trade the Scalp dots mode automated in your existing strategy. And then I'll have the updated file in the downloads room. So I'll make a post in the main room when I have that work done, whether it's late today or at some point early part of the day tomorrow. Say, hey, we got the updated mom strat. We renamed it. And, if you have any questions on it, the training's over here, and have at it. Start running it, replay, get ready for next week. Okay, so there you have it. Trading the AIQ1 indicator with symmetrical Renkos, doing pivot point style trading, and got you the update on the automated strategy update we're providing as a value add and additional capability to the overall Algo IQ mom strat. So have a fantastic Thanksgiving holiday ahead. I'll put up some more content later in the day, but there you have it. Don't be surprised if the morning gets even narrow range as we go. Maybe some moves right at end of day, but that's probably going to be about it from the bigger participants, as they have the market in a pump and park mode leading up to this holiday period ahead for the U.S. session. Okay, everybody, have a great day. Talk to y'all later.